Good afternoon, everybody. I was anticipating like maybe a half a dozen people, and then I heard that it's also being streamed, and I don't have a handkerchief, so I'm going to go a little sweating here, but it's great to be here for me. We're standing here in a very, very historic neighborhood, okay, right here in the capital city, and I'm familiar with the neighborhood. It's got a big significance for me because I'm a carpenter by trade. So, and one of my first projects as a second-year apprentice was working on the State House annex and renovation in the early 90s. And I worked for a guy who was very meticulous and a professional and very proud of his trade. When I went there, he told me, he said, "Hey, kid, you better pay attention. Pay attention in the work that was done, the work you're taking apart, and the work you're going to do one day when I can trust your skills." And I remembered that. That was the first time I walked into the State House. The second time I walked in was years later as an elected state assemblyman. And I can't even put the feelings and emotions into words on how I felt, but I was part of history there. And then at the end of my career, my last job before I went into the office where I worked was as a journeyman carpenter and a foreman at the old barracks project right next door. And it was the same thing. Then my skills were honed, and my general foreman says, "This is history, kid. We helped preserve the integrity of what we took down, documented it, had it sent out, treated it with kid gloves, put it back together, and did new work." I could walk you through that whole project and tell you what I did, because I remember like it was yesterday, because it took all my skills as a carpenter, and I still didn't know a lot then, but I managed to, do the job. So anyway, so that's my thing with this area, and it's history. And the capital city is steep in history, and that history can also help plotting our future, And what we did in the last budget, we secured $25 million for Revolutionary War sites. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I didn't do it alone. I had a lot of help in the legislature, but two people I want to recognize are my assembly mate, Verlina Reynolds Jackson, and our esteemed, distinguished Senator Shirley Turner.
Yes.
Individually we can do things, but collectively we can do great things. So, like we have going on here today. I'm surprised, and not overwhelmed, but surprised at the amount of people that are engaged and interested in history, especially history here in the capital city. And with that 25 million, we're going to try to get Washington Crossing State Park and the Trenton Battle Monument some kind attention that it needs. But also, we're still fighting to secure heritage tourism money, or percentage of what we not so much deserve, but we need to help promote this capital city and moving our future vision forward. And I never met Dr. DeRode, and up until last week, I've never heard of her. And I'm excited to hear what she has to say, about the first written battles of Trenton, and from Washington Crossing to the battles here to the 10-day march up to Princeton. There's a lot of history here. And I think I was here in like 4th or 5th grade for a school trip, and I went to the old barracks, and I went to the State House, and we had good educators back then. We have really great educators today. Excellent educators for that. So, we're fighting to try to get what we can, to promote the capital city and all the history here, because there's diamonds in the rough all over the city of Trenton. And all they got to do is get polished up a little bit. We have the elbow grease, but we need the resources. So, that's what I try to do as a legislator. I'm a retired carpenter now, so I can devote my time to, doing what I can for the district, along with my running mates and my mates in the assembly and the governor. So we got to keep doing what we need to do to have our message heard, just like with anything else. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Yeah. And, I'm big to hide, so you're going to see me coming. Thank you.